everybody. It's the Cryptid Huntress, Jessica Jones. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I have another fantastic show for us. I have my friends, Jerimiah Fountain and Nick Valente, in the studio tonight, you guys. We're going to have such a lot to talk about tonight. Jerimiah has had some very interesting encounters out in the woods in the mountains of North Carolina. And he had something that happened to him regarding something that he felt like was a reptilian of some sort. And so I've remote viewed this encounter that he had, and we're going to be talking about that tonight. I cannot wait, you guys. This is a very interesting encounter that he's had. So he's going to tell us all about it when I bring him up in just a second. Okay. Thank y'all so much for being here, by the way. Thank you to all my moderators that are here. And yeah, y'all know I've got a big old trip planned here in the next day or so. And I'm going to be heading up to Tennessee with my friend Farah and the guys from Cryptid Warfare podcast. We're going to be conducting a big old investigation of a cave and a property out at Farah's house. And so, yeah, we might touch on that a little bit tonight too. I know Nick and Jeremiah are a little concerned about my safety for that. And we may talk about that towards the end tonight. But anyways, if you guys would like to follow along with what I'm doing, you can go to my website. That is thecryptidhuntress.com. You can find all of my shows there, and you can find all the events that I'm going to be at and whatever else I got posted out there. That's my website, the Cryptid Huntress. There's direct links to all my social media and to my YouTube channel there and to my Patreon. And shout out to all my Patreon members. Thank you guys so much for your love and your support. If y'all would like to see all the actual remote viewing data, you can join the Patreon because it's all there. Okay. And yeah, all the data is up for tonight's show. I just put it up there about 20 minutes ago. Okay. So it's there. And that is the Cryptid Huntress on Patreon. Okay. And also I do have a shop, War Woman Goods. That's the official sponsor of all of my shows, including Space Out Radio everywhere. It's War Woman Goods on Etsy. Just type in that. It's like one jumbled up word. It's actually not, but that's how Etsy rolls. Okay. So it's War Woman Goods, all one word. That's where you find it. And also, I guess we can talk about this. We got not only myself, but Nick Valente will be speaking at the Paranormal Roundtable Dogman Conference. That's coming up in September. It's down there on the ticker. Fort Worth. Y'all come see us. That's going to be a really awesome event. Okay. And I got on my Dogman shirt tonight, y'all. So we may be talking about Dogman tonight a little bit too. Who knows? Okay. But y'all come see us out there. That's Labor Day weekend. It'll be a really good event. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, without further ado, let's introduce our guest tonight. And I'll give a little rundown of what we're talking about. Okay. In the late spring, early summer of 2020, Jerimiah Fountain had an encounter with a strange upright inhumanoid, resembling a reptilian in the forest of North Carolina. This experience has baffled him to this day. I've remote viewed the encounter, and I've got these two fellows here with me tonight. Okay, Jerimiah Fountain comes from a logging family and lives in the Adirondacks of upstate New York. He lives on the family plot of land, which is inhabited by a group of 6 to 8 Sasquatches, in addition to other entities. He's traveled the world during his career as an MMA fighter. And during that time, he took advantage and learned about cryptids and entities known in other parts of the world. His ancestors were part of the Mohawk tribe of the Adirondacks. He's a hunter, fisherman, survivalist, and a 20-year veteran as a cryptozoology researcher. He specializes in Sasquatch and Dogman research. He runs 2 podcasts, On the Trail in Search of Living Legends and the Cryptid Consortium, formerly known as the Skookum Session Bigfoot Roundtable. He's the founder of a research team comprised of some close teammates called Paranormal and Cryptid Crossroads Research in the Facebook group On the Trail Cryptid Paranormal Research Group. Nick Valente is a 14 researcher, paranormal investigator, and a boots-on-the-ground cryptid researcher. He's the head of the International Dogman Project, the IDP, and their goal is to gather as much information about the creature known as the Dogman. All right, you guys can go find all that information on Facebook. They have a great Facebook page, the International Dogman Project. And Nick's got he does a whole lot of other stuff too, y'all. So I've got 2 of the best here in the studio tonight, and I'm going to bring them up now. Welcome to the show, Jay and
Hey,
Nick.
Jess.
Hey, Jay. Hey, Nick.
Hey,
Nick?
Jess. Hey, Jay.
How's it going?
Doing
What's up?
good. Doing good.
Yes,
Good,
thank you
good.
so much for being here. You know, Jay, I had you on my show last weekend, and you were
Yes.
telling me all about some stories that you had not really talked about publicly before in
Yeah.
regards to the North Carolina cryptid encounters you've had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Nick is one of the only people I've ever opened up to about those particular encounters, other than yourself, really.
Nice. Well, I am flattered and honored that you opened up on my show about that, and there was one in particular that was super interesting, and it was this reptilian thing that you might have encountered. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. We were down at our spot, long railroad bed, and particular spot we would always go to is a little bridge, train trestle, and that particular night we were experiencing a lot of lights in the sky, orbs, stuff like that. And in the creek running under the bridge, we heard from a distance coming. We heard bipedal footsteps, and you could tell they were bipedal, and whatever it was big, heavy, and the water. It wouldn't have been a human in that water. I'll tell you that much, because it's very murky water, dirty water, filled with alligators, water moccasins. You know, something you would not want to be in there with. As the footsteps got closer, we still could not see anything, and so we're thinking to ourselves, what's going on here? So as it got closer to the bridge, we were on top of the bridge, we're looking over. I said, well, the heck with this. I turned on my camera, my video camera, and started filming, and still didn't see anything. And Stacy was taking snapshots. And when we heard the footsteps finally go under the bridge and disappear under the other side, a big orb was floating around above where this thing had come from. When we got back to the house, we analyzed the footage, and lo and behold, on the video, you can see, you've both seen the video. It's an upright, grayish white, looks just like your classic reptilian, your classic bipedal reptilian creature, and it was carrying something in its arms, and to me, it looked like a dead hog. And which just amazed me, because I know I couldn't carry a hog like that in my arms, and it's very detailed. The arm, you can 3-fingered, long arms, 3-fingered. You can see the shoulders, you can see the head, kind of a triangular shaped head. And from the video, I would have to guess it was about 7.5, maybe 8 feet tall. But the weird thing about it, like I said, the weird thing about it is we did not see it, until we took the still shots and the video. And even while I was filming, I could hear the footsteps coming through the water, but we still couldn't see anything. Like I said, we got home, we analyzed the footage, and there it was. Which is
Wow.
It makes sense, Jay, that you wouldn't be able to see it, but the camera did, because the camera, it takes in all the available light and it magnifies it.
Right.
I mean, just like I was taking a picture with my cell phone of a forest area a few weeks back, and it was kind of dark out, but the picture I took looked like it was sunlight almost.
Okay.
So the camera is going to magnify the available light that's there, and it's going to take in any ambient light.
Right. And this thing moved fast as well. That's what really got me is, like I said, the water's 2.5, 3 feet deep, and this thing was moving. In the video, when it comes out, you can actually see how fast this thing was moving. 3-4 steps, and it was under the bridge. I just couldn't believe it. It moved that fast. It
Wow.
was just unbelievable. And that
Well,
particular spot,
that's a common theme with a lot of these cryptids.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That particular
The
spot
moving
had
fast
a lot
part.
of activity. At that particular spot. Sasquatch encounter, dogmen, orbs. We talked about that the other night. Very, very, very special place.
Reptilians aren't spoken a lot about in the cryptid community because there's really not a whole lot of reports on them.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you really think about it, and this is real science once again, what did we have on the earth before we were here? We had dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Those are reptiles, right?
Yep.
And even though they died out, still to this day, we have alligators, we have crocodiles. That's a reptile, right? We have lizards.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I want to note that how did the first reptile actually come to be on the land? It came in the form of a fish that had, there's a better word for it than mutated, but it had developed, over the years, and it squiggled onto the land, and more of them came on land, and they were able to breathe oxygen and then go back into the water. And, so we do have reptiles out there, but there are reports out there that I've taken, and you were right there, seeing one, Jay, which is phenomenal. I mean, not a lot of people actually get to see something like that. So, it's doesn't really surprise me that there's reptile men out there. And supposedly a lot of the research I've done says that they live in towards the center of the earth. So most likely in caves and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which in that part, the eastern area, I'll say this much, is in eastern North Carolina, and the particular area, we research, and there is a lot of caves, a ton.
Oh yeah, caves. We're talking about caves a lot lately, Jeremiah, and because I've got a team going down to examine and investigate a cave actually. Down in Tennessee. We have a lot of caves throughout the South. And speaking of the lizard man being in the Carolinas, we have a very famous lizard man story of the Scape or Swamp lizard man, or I guess they call it the Bishopville lizard man down in South Carolina. Very well known. So it's not too far from that. Can't be a matter of hours.
Yeah, a few hours. Yeah. Yeah, that was the one that jumped in the guy's back, supposedly, right?
It jumped on his car. Yeah, it was. There was a young man. Yeah, there was a young man, Christopher Wallace, I think might have been his name, and he was changing a tire. He had a flat tire after he left his job at a fast food restaurant about 2 a.m. and was just putting the jack back in the trunk of his car. And he looked up and he saw something running at him, making a beeline right towards him. And so he jumped in his car, and as he shut the door, it tried to open his door, and he had locked his doors, and it tried to get in, and it jumped on top of his car, and it tore his car up, but he got away.
Yeah. He said that thing was about 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, did he mention what color this thing was? That particular one?
I believe it was a greenish gray color, and which is interesting because when I was remote viewing, I was seeing an entity. I'm just going to call it a creature or a being, right? That was green gray, and that was actually the color that I was seeing on an entity. So you're not crazy. You did see something. There was something there for sure.
It was a slimy, wet, greenish grayish color.
Is that what the lizard man was?
That's for that one in particular. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it sounds similar to what I was remote viewing actually with the creature that you encountered. Now, when I was remote viewing, when I went into this target, I immediately picked up on ET, extraterrestrial. Okay. So I wasn't picking up on like a reptilian per se. I was picking up on an ET type of a creature, but it was very tall.
Yes.
And it was, hold on, let me get my data out. So it was interesting because a while ago you said it was mucky. That was exactly what I wrote down. My data was mucky. That was one of the first things. Yeah. But I picked up it was a type of extraterrestrial species, is what you were
Uh-huh.
seeing. An extra, and it was in motion. Um, humanoid. I actually picked up on a portal. Okay, so I was picking up on a portal in the vicinity where I was, and it wasn't one portal. There were multiple portals
Yes,
in this area.
we've had experiences with portals down in that area. We actually
Wow.
got one on camera one night. I don't know if it was opening up or closing, but we actually have it on camera. Stacy and
Oh
I do.
wow. Very,
Yeah.
very cool. Okay, I
Yeah.
had this overwhelming odor of my snake aquarium. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I know y'all are going to be shocked to know I had a pet snake. Okay. And I had a boa constrictor, and the smell of that aquarium was in, I guess all I could smell the whole time I was doing this target. So, and that's a reptile, you know.
Yes.
So there's some sort of a connection, because I smelled urine. I smelled a very, very potent smell of urine, and when I would keep the heat lamp on in that aquarium, it just really radiated like the smell of the reptile kind of thing. So
Okay.
I was absolutely smelling that during this target. So now, like I said, I didn't actually write down anything about a reptilian or anything like that. I was picking up on an ET, but they
ET.
say that's what reptilians are, or some
Yeah.
sort of extraterrestrial race,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But yeah, I was picking up on running water somewhere, and
Mm-hmm.
and okay, I picked up that this thing was intimidated. Whatever I was viewing was intimidated. It did not want to be seen, so it was hiding. Creeped out. I don't know if you were the one creeped out, because I was feeling creeped out when I was looking at it. Creeped out, but it was I picked up on the word watcher, so it was like watching you. It was something that was
Okay.
watching. Yeah, and I like I said, I kept getting that acidic smell, like urine or something. Like I kept smelling that the whole time. So I don't know, and it was very very potent, like I said, and I was super hot, and I kept hearing there's a base there. There's a base. So there's a base. This thing was basically coming in and out of going into a base that was
Okay.
either in a hill or a mountain. There's a base that goes into the mountain, into the hill, and or underground. Okay, right
Okay.
there in
That
the
makes
area.
sense.
Whatever I was remote viewing, it was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Um,
When you say it was
yeah.
intimidated, Jess, do you think it was maybe not me and maybe Stacy because of her abilities?
Could have been. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, it could have been
Yeah.
you, Jay, because you were probably jacked at the time, you know, and it looked at you and said, I don't think so.
Both of you. I think it was the human factor, the human element. It had
Okay.
you were humans in the environment. Okay.
Right.
And so it was both of you, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because a lot of times, I mean, like with my experience out in the field, we really attract things, especially being psychically switched on and having
Yes.
psychic abilities that we are in tune to and
Mhm.
utilize. And so things we shine like a beacon of light out there to these cryptids, and
Mhm.
they either want to study us and watch us, and they want to get closer, but they don't want us to see them. A lot of times, that's been my experience. And that's kind of the feeling I was getting when I was remote viewing this thing, was that it didn't want to be seen, but it was watching you intently.
Move.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
could you tell if it was sitting in a stationary spot for a time
No.
period in
It seemed
watching
to be
us?
moving. It was in motion. Like I actually wrote, you know what? I forgot to send you this data, Jay. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay. You
it's
send me some
I'll
of
send it to you after the show
Okay.
tonight. I'll send it to Nick too.
Okay.
I was getting a lot of motion in this. So
Yeah.
like I felt like it was moving around a lot. So I didn't get any
Yeah.
kind of like sitting still a lot, but I believe I wrote in motion, so at least once or twice. In motion.
We could hear movement
see.
on the in the marsh, the semi wet, semi dry land. We could hear bipedal movement in that section before we could actually hear it coming down the stream, walking in the stream. So that would make sense.
Yeah.
You know, that it was
Yeah.
observing us and watching us. You know,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
very very creepy.
It's creepy, but it didn't hurt you or anything. So that
No.
was good. I didn't pick up that you had missing time or it took you and then brought you back or anything like that.
Right,
So
right.
it seemed to be pretty just tamed, I guess you could say. It was like kind of
Okay.
tame, and it wasn't out to hurt you or anything. It was wanting to hide from you and not be seen, but it wanted to watch you.
Okay. Right.
It was probably waiting to see if you were going to try to hurt it or something. If you,
Right.
I think it may have been trying to see if you noticed it. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And I'm sure it knew because
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed like it, but yeah, I mean, I didn't pick up on a whole lot of other stuff because it seemed like it was just observing you and you were kind of
Right.
observing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just it wasn't like a super intense encounter on its side because it was just trying to just watch you, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, but it was big. I did pick up, it was very tall. Whatever this was very tall.
Very tall, with long arms.
Yeah. See, that's why that it's interesting because I was picking up, but you don't hear about like ETs, like normal grays, like that type of ET carrying a hog or anything
Yeah.
like that. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right. Right. And did you pick up anything on that?
I didn't actually. I mean, I didn't pick up on anything that like this thing carrying any kind of animal or anything like that. I didn't pick up on that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, because it's clear in the video.
Yeah.
It's carrying something. And
Interesting.
to me, it looks like a hog. You know,
Wow.
a dead wild hog. And considering the size of the creature of the ET, you know, and looking at the size of this hog compared to the ET, it had to be a pretty dang big hog. You know, something I could never dream of carrying in my front two arms. You know what I mean? And it's absolutely infested.
Yeah.
And that area is infested with hogs. Absolutely infested.
With hogs, you said? Wild hogs?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know, I was actually out in the field with some of my team last weekend, and I took my son, and he found his first set of bear tracks, and right beside those bear tracks there were hog tracks, wild hog tracks, right beside him. So I'm wondering if the bear was maybe chasing the hog or something.
Bear was probably
Or maybe
tracking
they were
them.
both trying to get to the creek to go drink.
Well, I'll bet you the bear was tracking them.
Interesting.
You got to remember, the size of a bear, you know, they have to eat quite a bit, you know, to sustain their strength. So, yeah, it was probably tracking the hogs.
Yeah. It seemed like a pretty small bear, but it probably, I think there was more than one bear. So it was probably a mama and some babies or something. But we didn't stick around too long to find out because I had my kid there. So I was proud of him for finding tracks. But after that, we needed to get back to base camp.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
No, that's awesome.
Craig was there. Craig's in the chat. Hey, Craig, thank you for being here. Yeah. Well, okay. So after all that happened, Jeremiah, when you and Stacy encountered this ET, this reptilian, what were your thoughts on it? Like, did you leave immediately and were you frightened of it, or did you just kind of stand your ground and think, man, that was weird? What was your reaction?
We stayed about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes after we heard her walk away till we couldn't hear it walking any longer. And we sat there and we watched the orb for a while floating above, you know, where this thing would have been walking under the bridge. Sat there and we watched that for a few minutes, and we decided to leave, you know, to get out of there for the night, you know. Because we were a good ways from home. We had quite a walk, and we decided to get out of there because I knew there was something. I didn't know what it was. I knew there was something obviously walking in that water. Period.
Okay.
You know, bipedal footsteps. You know, it's unmistakable. You know, and to make it through that kind of water, that muddy bottomed water. Disgusting murky water, you know, to move that fast through it, you know, you gotta be pretty good size, you know. Long legs, tall.
How deep you think that water was, Jay?
About 2.5, 3 feet in it. That's the same
Yeah.
spot we found the. I was telling you, and Jess, I told you this too the other night, about the dead alligator.
Yeah,
There's a
you did.
platform.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, two columns. Okay, holding up the old train trestle, and first thing I noticed was, you ever seen the pictures of the oil that Sasquatches leave when they touch something? It leaves a white handprint.
They leave a residue. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, super
I
oily.
know. Yes, I noticed one of those on one of the columns, and I'm telling you, it was 2 to 3 times larger than my hand. I wasn't about to go out there and gauge the size because I did not want to. I wasn't going in that water. But yeah, the water, I'd say 3 feet deep. So, and then 3 feet from the top of the water to the platform that connects the 2 columns, was probably another 4 feet. Okay, so even if I had wanted to get in there, grab an alligator, take a chunk out of its neck with my teeth, like this thing did, and throw it up on top of that platform, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
I mean, what else would ever take a bite out of an alligator like that?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly. Granted, it wasn't
I think somebody.
it wasn't a real large one, but it was about 4 feet, which is big enough.
I mean, that's as big as a kid. I mean, that's a big. It's a pretty good sized alligator. It'd make a good appetizer for a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
It tastes like fishy chicken, by the way. I've had alligator.
I've heard that.
Fishy chicken. Yeah.
Heard that.
Oh, yuck.
Kind of like frog legs, but better.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little better.
But yeah, it had a
but
big
that's
chunk
odd.
missing out of its neck. And you could tell it was bad,
Yeah. So you think maybe the lizard man, this reptilian thing could have taken that bite out of it, you think?
I'm sure it's a possibility, but with that oily handprint,
Yes.
you could tell it was a Sasquatch hand because of the thumb. The hand is different than ours. The forefingers are longer and the thumb is turned. So that's how the handprint was on the column. So that wasn't there until the day we discovered the alligator on the platform. So I'm thinking it was a Sasquatch that did it. Yeah.
The greasy the Sasquatch with the greasy print. Yeah.
Exactly.
They're notorious for leaving greasy
Sasquatch.
fingerprints, whole handprint. The sassy Sasquatch. Yes. Yes. Brian LaSolarby. Brian, thank you for that super chat. That is so sweet of you. I appreciate that. And I saw Josh in the chat. Hey, Josh. So, yeah, thank everybody for being here. I see a whole lot of awesome people in our chat tonight. We have a full house tonight. Thank y'all for being here.
Awesome.
We appreciate it. Awesome. But yeah, there's so much high strangeness going on in North Carolina, Jeremiah. It's
absolutely.
I mean, that's one of our research areas. We go up there. I have some friends that really they really do a lot of research near Uwharrie in that area. Okay. And lots of Bigfoot activity up there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Lots
of Bigfoots.
Where we were, a lot of Bigfoot activity, a lot of Dogman activity. A lot of orbs, lots of lights in the sky, crafts. That one video I sent you and Nick, you've seen it as well, where the dogman and the cornfield, how they take off, and the one gets on all fours and bounces that orb about 6 inches above its snout. And I remember saying to Stacy, "Are you seeing this? Yeah. Are you looking at this? Are you saying this doesn't concern you, Stacy?" She said, "I'm not concerned about that one, Jeremiah. I'm concerned about the one standing on 2 legs staring at me." So I didn't get a look at that one. Gosh. I was focused on the one that was on all fours, just moseying around and bouncing and an orb above its snout, which is just weird. Well, I shouldn't say weird, because all the stuff I've experienced over the last 20 years, the average person would consider weird, but it just seems like getting weirder and weirder and weirder, and people.
It is weird. Weird is normal for us now.
Weird is normal for us. Exactly. People always ask me, why you, these experiences in North Carolina, and then you got, the activity in New York. Well, I can't answer that question. You know, I think once you initiate activity with these things and these other entities, I think you're maybe marked, if that's the way to put it. You know, I mean, I don't know.
Well, so that's what some people say. They call it being marked. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I think that is a possibility. I think that does happen. But I also think that when you reach a certain frequency with your energy, your
Yes.
body's energy, you are on the frequency of those cryptids. And so that's when you
Yes.
start seeing more things and you start interacting more with these
Mhm.
cryptids. I think it's a thing
Right.
that has to do with your energy, your frequency, and your vibration.
Yes.
And so you're going to stand out like a beacon of light out in these woods.
Mhm.
When the creatures are out there, they're going to interact with you more
Absolutely.
when you're on their level. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that could be it too. I think there's a whole bunch of different factors that go into that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and
Wow.
I am an empath, and Stacy has abilities as well. You know, so that you know, maybe we are on a different frequency that these things can pick up on better. I mean, I have no definitive answers, but you know, I always leave my mind open. You know, 10 years ago, I was closed minded. I was part of the mountain monkey camp, you know, if you want to call it
Right.
that. But there's a lot more to it, you know, a lot more to it than that, you know. And
Oh yeah.
10 years
Absolutely.
ago, yeah, I didn't even believe in Dogman back then, you know, until I had my first experience, you know. And then when I started working with Nick, you know, Nick really, you know, Nick's my big brother, you know, and he's love him to death. He's the man, you know, and he's best dogman authority in the world as far as I'm concerned, and he's really, you know, taught me a lot, you know.
Oh yeah. I think everybody could learn from Nick Valente. Nick, you're
Absolutely.
amazing. And as a matter of fact, Drewski from Cryptid Warfare, I'm gonna be meeting up with him tomorrow. He's
Yeah,
going
I
on
gotta
the
say hi to
investigation
Drewski.
with me.
Yep,
He said
he's
yes.
out there
So
watching.
he's here. He said he likes the paintings behind you, Nick. I think he made those. So
Yep, you made all of those, and
those
there's
are
more
from
up
him.
top
Yeah.
too. You can't see them.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
just a comment on what Jay said. The reason we actually get a lot of the information is because, and I don't care what anybody says out there, it's because we're boots on the ground. We're actually out there in the field.
Yep.
Now, the people that don't go out into the field, maybe they tell the stories about us people that go out in the field and the like. But you know, boots on the ground, it's nothing to laugh at.
No.
There's a lot of things dangerous out there besides cryptids and besides regular animals. I was talking with Jay and Gary the other night, and I was saying, you know, there's a couple other things people don't realize that you can get zapped by: poison ivy, poison oak, you know, little things like that.
Snakes. Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard. Yeah, you could fall into a sticker bush. Yeah, spiders are. You've got those big spiders that are the size of but the ones that are the size of my hands. And if you happen to put your hand near them, they might bite you.
Well,
just
remember,
like
that's why
I got bit by a wolf spider.
Yeah.
I got bit by a wolf spider last week. Yes, I still
exactly.
got the indentation on my leg.
And the same thing with bats. I mean, normally a bat won't bite, but if you're in a cave and you're feeling around the wall and you accidentally hit one, he's going to come out and bite you just out of reflex, you know? And then you have all the bat poop and the bat pee that's in that cave. So people have to think, when you go into a cave, I would wear a mask, you know, of some sort, because you don't want to be breathing that into your system. Right. Not at all. So, Drewski, if you're going tomorrow and Saturday, listen to me. Get your guys to get some kind of breathing apparatus over there. And while you're at it, wear some goggles. I don't mean glasses. I mean goggles that fit to your face, because you never know what's going to be flying around out there. It's not worth it. I mean, for $2, you go to Home Depot and get a pair of goggles, you know, and it's just not worth to have a bat fly into your eye, and then you have, you know, a problem with that eye. So, you know, take precautions, guys, when you go in there.
Absolutely.
By the way, Jess, I sent you
about bats in your eyes.
Yeah, no, well, it's true. I mean, we've had it a lot of times going into the caves, but before we go into the caves, we put the masks and everything on. We have full face masks that we have on, and the helmets, soup to nuts. But the picture I sent you the other day of that little robot, with the 4-wheel drive, you could actually buy that at Home Depot.
Yes.
It has a camera and everything, and all you have to do is duct tape 2 heavy duty flashlights on it and send it in. And let the skinwalker rip that apart instead of you guys.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
what I thought I saw on the side of that device that looked like it had Wi-Fi connection. And see, once that we go into that, and when we go into the cave, we lose all cell service, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. So it'd have to be some kind of remote control type of thing that runs on batteries. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as it's not running on Wi-Fi, we can do it. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm actually really excited about this. We're gonna be looking into a whole bunch of stuff. They actually have Dogman in the area up there where we're going. So you guys know a little something about Dogmen. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in North Carolina this year twice already for Dogman activity. Once in January and once in the beginning of March. So yeah, they're up there. People don't think they are. They are up there.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah, they're all up there. There's actually a pretty well-known story of the Black Mountain Dogman, I think is what Farrah was telling me. So we'll see. Now you actually experienced a dogman in North Carolina too, Jay. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, the Dogman in North Carolina was that was the story I was telling you about. They were in the cornfield. Now, my up close and personal Dogman encounters were up here. One being, Nick, you've heard this story several times.
Right.
I apologize, but we were coming back from my parents. We had eaten dinner at my parents, and we were going down our road. And I said, "Stacy, slow down! You're going to hit that guy." And Stacy's got a little bit of a lead foot, but I told her to slow down, and she stops, and we look up, and there's this upright, canid looking creature. Best I can describe it is the head of a German Shepherd, wide shoulders, long arms. What's interesting too is, and I know this is Nick, you told me this is not uncommon, but it didn't have the backwards haunches like a dog. It had straight legs.
Oh.
It had straight legs like a Sasquatch or a person. And it hopped out in the middle of the road, turned and looked at us, and went on to our side of the property. It was coming from across the road on another person's property, crossed onto ours. And that night, what's interesting, this was 2 days before Stacy had an encounter with the alpha male of our Sasquatch group. He measures out at about 10 foot 3 inches. And we were living off the grid at the time before we built the camper. And all of a sudden we heard a commotion, branches snapping, stuff getting knocked over. And we felt a big slam in the side of the camper, and it rocked the camper so bad, it felt like it was going to tip over. And here Stacy is, I want to go outside and check it out. I said, no, like hell, you're not going outside to check it out. Next day we walked out, and it looked like a bomb had went off. Every trees knocked over, things destroyed. I have a theory behind this. Up here in the Sasquatch, they leave in November. Okay. Late October, November. They come back in April or May. And that's when the dogmen come in. During the time the Sasquatches are gone. I've heard in other parts of the country, they hang out together. Whatnot. That's not the case up here. So maybe, then this was around the time the Sasquatch would have been, they would have been coming back in, and this dogman maybe irritated it, and that big boy grabbed a hold of him and got rid of him for him. I don't know. It's just a theory. It's just a theory. I don't know. But I guess it's a possibility. And the other, I think I've sent both you guys this picture, and this was recently. This was last spring. I'm behind way out back, and I'm walking down the trail, and I look to my right. It felt like I was being stared at. I look to my right, and about 100 feet away, lo and behold, it's a dogman, and gray in color, German Shepherd. It looked more like a wolf. The face looked more like a wolf than a German Shepherd. This one that did have the legs like a dog, long arms, and it had its arms wrapped around what looks like a dead deer or a dead coyote, and you could see where it had been split down the middle, and the bowels had been spilled out onto the ground. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was extremely nervous, and I'm just glad it had a kill and it didn't decide to defend its kill. I was very well armed, thank God, in case something had happened. All I did, I remember backing out very, very, very slowly, and I was able to snap a picture of it. And
I think I have that picture.
You do.
Let me see.
Yeah, you do.
Let me pull it up if I have it.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Here we go. I think this is it right here.
No, that's the still shot of the reptilian.
Oh, that's not it. Oh, that's the reptilian. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I only have the other only. Was that it or no? That was reptilian.
Yeah, that was
okay. Because the only other pictures I have are the eyes, the green eyes and the red eye, or the blue eyes and the red eyes. Those pictures. Those are the only other pictures I had to pull up. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I had.
No, that's okay. I mean, I can send it to you real quick if you want. It scared me to death. It just. I'm not gonna lie to you. It scared me half to death. But I'm so in one way I'm surprised that it did not defend its kill. Right, Nick? I mean,
I mean, if it went through the trouble of doing that, I mean, it was obviously hungry. It wants to feed its family, and
exactly,
and it's not going to stand its ground. I mean, that's unusual.
Yeah, but I did have a long gun on me. I had my,
it could have smelled the powder or the gun oil, and it knows that you have it out there.
Yeah. And
I mean, that's a dead giveaway for them.
Yeah.
When they're out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I had my, it was 12 gauge arms core pump action. And I was ready to let him rip if I had to. I just sent you that pitch, Jess, on Messenger. I don't know if you can pull it up or not, but I send it to you anyway.
Okay. Let's see if I can.
And there's really no way for me to gauge how large this thing was because I was so far away. But I'm sure, to be holding up a dead deer, even if it was a small 100-pound doe. I mean, I couldn't stand there, for an extended period of time and hold it up in the air, No way. No way. So the power,
In the comments there, I think Josh noted that there's a lot of people that have been attacked, and they're putting it off to dog attacks, and he noted that it's a lot of disinformation being put out there. That's the truth, because we investigated quite a few dog attacks in the past 4 years, and I mean, we actually sent people to the area, interviewed the cops, got whatever info we could. And a lot of these dog attacks were not dog attacks.
No.
And one of the dogs in particular, I know because I went to this one in particular, the lady that got killed, and the dogs that they had, I asked if they swabbed the mouths of the dogs, and they did. And there was no blood residue. There was nothing in there.
Wow.
Nothing at all. But they went and they euthanized the dogs anyway. I'm like, wait a minute, you checked the dogs out just to see as part of your, they had a decent CSI unit there.
That was a Malinois, wasn't it, Nick?
One was a pity and one was a part Malinois. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was something else. It was part Belgian Malinois and something else.
Yeah.
But no, there was no blood in their mouths. There was no residue whatsoever of any blood. So, but they put them out anyway. I just guess to comfort themselves.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, come on. And this is a real CSI unit too that did this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It just didn't make sense how the lady was torn apart. Because
Okay, y'all, we got the picture.
okay.
Oh, okay. It's a little bit grainy from the distance, and I did enhance it a little bit.
It's making my computer lag, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's making the computer slow now, so I'm sorry.
There.
Okay, here it is.
Yep.
Let me take this comment down. Okay. That's the Dogman right there.
Yes.
Okay, let me take that down so y'all can see it better. Okay, so Nick, I have a question for you. When people see dogmen with the different types of legs, there's one that have human type legs and some have dog type legs. What is the explanation for that? Does that mean that there are two different types of dogmen, or is one a
it's just a different variant.
What is the
it's just a different variant of dogman. As you know, there's 7 different variants of dogman, and it's just a different variant that has the German Shepherd type, bottom legs.
Yeah.
Because like the one I saw had regular human type knees going forward. Mm-hmm. Yet a lot of people describe them as the German Shepherd type. And if you do have the German Shepherd type legs, you're going to have a smaller footprint.
Right.
If you have the human type, knees, you're going to get a little bit larger footprint with of course the nails, the claws on the tips. Mm-hmm. And by the way, there's generally 5 toes on them. So, but there have been 4. So I mean, there's a variation out there.
Just like there's with Sasquatches. I mean, some of them are built different. Built more like us with shorter. We have a lot of that type down on the reservation near the St. Lawrence River, and they stick around all year long. They are more proportionately built like us. Looking more human, no hair on the face, and they only get about big male, maybe 8 feet, which is still big.
That's still big.
Only 8 feet. Yeah. Listen.
Yeah. But, I mean, look at your ceiling. Generally ceilings are 8.5 feet. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're only 8 feet tall. You're 2 feet bigger than me.
Right. But
that's pretty big.
Yeah, they're built more like us. Shorter arms, shorter legs. They aren't built like the patty type with the long arms, and such. And they have more of a human looking face. And there's more types. I think there's always been talk about there being 4 types of Sasquatches. Through my 20 years of doing this, I've come to the conclusion that there is a lot more than that. I mean, and that's just in the United States. I personally, here in the U.S., I have dealt with 3 different types. Okay. Down south. Okay. Maine, New York, Northern California, and they're comprised of 3 different types. And, people ask me, how do you come to that conclusion? Well, it's just years of experience, knowing what to look for, and so on and so forth. Same with you, Nick, with Dogman. Yeah. You just know. You know what to look for, and,
Well, a lot of the cryptozoology books say there's at least 11 different types of Sasquatch. But check it out. You've got the Yeti up in the Himalayas. You got the Yowie, which is in Australia. Mm-hmm. You've got the patty type of Bigfoot. Yep. You've got a Gugway, and you've got the Genosquatch. I mean, there's like 5 right there.
That's right.
Plus there's at least 6 more that have been described, and there's artist renditions of them out there.
Yeah,
and
we also have the skunk apes down in Florida and South Florida.
Skunk apes. So there's in there. There you go. You got 6 now. So yeah, there's plenty of them out there.
That's not even taking into account Indonesia, where you got orang pendek, orangutan, orang malas. You've got the different types of yetis. You've got the yeti in Mongolia, parts of Mongolia, Russia, Tibet, Nepal, and there are different types. I can go on about different types of Sasquatches all night long, but they're just different types. Even within that family is what just like there is within the Sasquatch family. There's different types.
Yeah.
All over the world. Even with the Yowie in Australia, there's there's at least 3 or 4 different types.
I'll tell you, Jay, we missed our time though, because like in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, companies used to give. Big companies used to give out money to cryptozoologists to go on safari and go try to search out these things.
Right.
Try to get a penny these days. You won't get anything.
No.
That would have been a fun job to have.
But this was for real. Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably different types of reptilians as well, for all we know.
I agree.
We're just at the tip of the iceberg with the reptilians and these ETs and absolutely. Now, Lionheart Outdoors does have a comment in the chat. He says there was a dog attack in eastern North Carolina, not far from where Jeremiah lived. This was up in Beaufort County, North Carolina, and I believe that's in 2019. He wrote right after that. So, dogman attacks up there, right?
That's very close to where I live.
They're all over the place.
Extremely close.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Josh Turner. That is very sweet of you. We appreciate that.
Josh is the man.
Josh is the man. We appreciate that. Yes, we're going to be at the second annual Paranormal Roundtable Dogman Cryptid Conference, September 1st through the 3rd. I think the actual conference is the 2nd and 3rd. So I hope everybody will come join us out there for that conference. It's going to be a good time.
I'd just like to say, people, get there on September 1st. Get a VIP ticket, because that VIP ticket includes a big swag bag. You're going to meet all the cryptozoologists and authors there, face to face, and you're going to get dinner. And as I've always said on other channels, you're going to have to buy dinner anyway. This is an absolutely out of this world, dinner that they're serving. If it's the same people most likely that they had in Paris, Tennessee. And that was, God, their brisket was absolutely outrageous. It was great.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm not going just for the food. But hey, I do like to eat though. I absolutely like to eat. That's a huge added bonus if they got good barbecue.
Oh God, is it ever?
And cryptids. I heard there's some cryptids like the Fort Worth monster or the Lake Worth monster or something like that. I'm looking forward to that. I know Robbie's in the chat. Robbie Rains with DA Ex Machina and his podcast, What's Really Out There. He's going to be there. We've been talking about going cryptid hunting out there.
Yeah. And Josh said that he's going to give us the directions to that graveyard near a church, I believe, that has dogmen over there. So Jess, you and I can go there with a couple other people. Definitely.
I'm still going to try to make it, guys.
Oh, please do. Please do. We're going to, those dogmen better watch out. We're going to have a big old crowd coming for them.
Oh, yeah.
They just want belly rubs. That's all. They just want belly rubs. Yeah. They're misunderstood.
Yeah. Josh said that it's a goat man actually down there at Lake Worth.
Okay.
So Lake Worth. All right. Well, there's a lot of goat men in Texas. Okay. A lot. My friend Jason McLean wrote a book and he highlights like 4 or 5 different goat men. Okay. Out of Texas. So whatever's up with that, I don't know. But I'd like to see a goat man. That's next on my list. Listen, I got to get through these skinwalkers this weekend.
Yeah. Get through that first.
I'm gonna go hang out with skinwalkers and dogmen tomorrow and this weekend. And then goat man's next on my list. All right. I can handle a goat man probably. We're going to find out. I am the cryptid huntress. I got to do it, y'all. I got to do it. All right. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. Jeremiah and Nick, thank y'all so much for being here tonight. We have a few more minutes. Let's talk about your podcast, you guys. Tell me a little bit about your new shows that you're doing.
Well, Nick, you can put it. You're
The-
better
the-
with words than I am.
Well, oh God, no, you're better than I am, honestly. But the Cryptid Consortium is a podcast that we started to replace the Skookum sessions. The Cryptid Consortium, we talk about cryptids that people don't usually talk about, that are, obscure and everything. I mean, like we did the Mongolian death worm.
Yeah.
We did the Howler, the Men in Black. That was right, Jay? I mean, the Men in Black was really good. It got a big response, at least to my Facebook mail.
Yeah.
I had well over 300 people now that have responded about that. So they loved it. And we just did the Fresno night crawlers. And like I said, these are obscure cryptids, but they're out there. They're cryptids nonetheless. And they're interesting as all get out. Yeah. But the MIBs, I mean, we could probably do about 20 broadcasts on that and still have a lot of stuff go on it.
Literally.
It's a lot of fun. It's Jay and Gary Spikes Jr. and myself. And we just research it independently and have a good old time doing it. Yep. We throw up pictures and movies and video recordings of what's going on out there. I tell you, the Fresno Nightcrawler is a funny thing, really funny. It's probably the least, let's say, threatening of all the cryptids.
Yes.
I mean, I think Gary actually has a little stuffed plush toy. Yeah, that he goes to bed with. That's a Fresno Nightcrawler. His dog fights him over it, by the way.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you calling him out on live air? He goes to bed with plushie.
We mentioned that last night.
All right, Gary, we know now. We know. We know you go to sleep with your plushie at night now. Thanks to Nick.
And then our other show, On the Trail in Search of Living Legends. It's Nick and I, and we are this is the 5th season, and we are on this Sunday will be our 25th episode. Just on this season.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh, very much.
Amazing.
Yes,
thanks, Josh. We appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate everybody tonight in the chat. We've had such a wonderful chat tonight. Everybody.
Absolutely.
We even got my buddy. We do. We even got Barry Littleton in the chat tonight. We've got
You're kidding me. Barry Littleton's out there? Yeah. Wow.
We've got everybody.
Appreciate that, Barry.
We've got everybody. Yeah. So this has been.
He doesn't like me though, but that's okay.
Barry likes everybody. He likes everybody. Yeah. So we have I've seen all of y'all shows, all of your new shows with all the crazy cryptids. I think I've given y'all a suggestion or two. I'm looking forward to that Kushtaka. Okay. The Kushtaka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Kushtaka. I don't know how to pronounce it. That's a good one.
Kushtaka.
I'm gonna send some more your way, okay? Because y'all gotta look into them. I need to know what y'all think about all these. So everybody, y'all go check them out. And hey, listen, my mom is one of y'all's biggest fans too, by the way. She loves all your shows. My mom's in the chat. I'm not going to give her away. I'm not going to tell everybody who she is, but she watches all y'all shows too. And she's always giving me updates on all your amazing guests that you guys have. So y'all keep up the good work out there. Yeah.
Yeah. You too, Jess.
Keep it up. Thank you. Okay. Any advice tonight to me and my crew that's going out to our investigation tomorrow night? What do y'all have to tell us?
Don't go.
Don't go, he says.
What?
Call us when you get back.
I'm going.
Please.
Sorry. I got to go.
Please let us know when you get back.
Yeah. Actually, when you're at the end of the night, when you're tucking yourself in, give me a call or give me a text or something, because that's kind of strange where you're able to view it, remote view it, and like 4 mediums did it also. I mean, that's some dangerous stuff out there.
Yes.
That you're going to be coming up against. And I wish to God I could get my full team to come with you guys, because we're really better equipped to handle something like that. We would go in there with you. And I even have a couple extra masks. I could put one on you. You can be in the middle of our diamond.
Yeah, just
I would like that. I would feel super safe. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep my head on a swivel. We're ready to go. Ready.
Okay.
I think we will be protecting ourselves. Yeah, spiritually and physically out there. So we should be fine. Yeah. We should be good.
All right.
A lot of people forget about the spiritual part.
Yeah,
which
exactly. And yeah, even taking an offering to the land, like some tobacco or something, right? Like to go and to come in peace, unless you mess with us. Okay, just kidding.
Right.
So yeah, I think the mangle go or you leave in pieces. That's right. So yeah, well, what I'm going to do, I do have a show Sunday night on Spaced Out Radio. I may or may not have a show Saturday. If I don't show up for that show on Sunday, y'all come looking for me. Okay. Y'all come looking for me. I'll have a couple people who will have the address. Okay. Yeah. I've got a team of remote viewers on it already. So,
well, I'll get in touch with Farah and we'll come down there.
You guys,
Jay, are you off work for the summer now?
All done, buddy.
Okay, well, I guess I could pick you up.
Yep.
And we can zip down there and see what's going on with her.
Absolutely.
Push comes to shove, Jess. We'll go down there if we have to.
Yes, we will. We look at you're our sister.
Okay, well, I appreciate the love. Well, thank y'all. I appreciate the love. So y'all just y'all listen out for me. I'm sorry, my computer got a little overworked, and I'm saw these comments tonight, y'all. I'm just scrolling through, and so my computer's lagging a little bit. So I apologize. But yeah, I will be careful. I see Robbie saying be careful. And a lot of great comments tonight. You guys are the best. And I see my mom in there too. Okay. So and I know she's the most worried. I think about it. But you know what? This is what I do. I do this for fun, y'all. Y'all know we do this for fun. So we're doing it. And I'll have some good stories to tell when I get back. Okay. Awesome. So Jerimiah, Nick, thank y'all so much for being here. This has been awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
And so, you're welcome. I don't know if I actually put a banner up for your show. I think I forgot. I totally did. I forgot to put it up. But everybody go subscribe to their YouTube channel. Watch the Cryptid Consortium on what is the name of your YouTube channel, Jerimiah? I can't remember the full name.
Paranormal and Cryptid Crossroads Research.
There you go. Okay, you guys go subscribe. It's actually on my YouTube channel. If you scroll down to the Friends of the Cryptid Huntress, you guys can find his YouTube channel on my YouTube channel. It's listed down there because he's one of my friends, y'all. They're my friends. Okay, and so y'all just go click that and it'll take you straight there. Okay. All right, guys. Well, listen, y'all have a wonderful night. Everybody in chat. Thank y'all for those super chats tonight. That just means the world to me. And
thank you,
I will see you guys this weekend.
For remote viewing that whole situation puts me a little bit more at ease. Thank you.
Okay, good. Well, it didn't eat you, so we're good. Exactly. It was good to go. It wasn't going to get you. Yeah.
And I hope to see all you people at Josh Turner's September 1st through September 3rd Cryptid and Dogman Conference down in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yep.
Hope to see you all there.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
We'll be there. We're gonna be there. Yeah, get your tickets and book your rooms now because it's gonna go. They're gonna go fast. Okay, if they still got them. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, everybody have a great night, and say a little prayer for me. Okay, tonight and in the morning, and for the weekend. And I will see y'all this weekend on Spaced Out Radio. Y'all have a great night. Bye, guys.
You too.
Good night.
Bye.